Up at Opal Creek trailhead. Gonna attempt to do a 25-mile hike today. It's end of summer, towards the beginning of fall. Got some really bad news on yesterday on my mom's health condition, so needed to get out to recharge my batteries and kind of get some wilderness time in. Anyways, that's what I'm going to try to do. Just going to go up through Jawbone Flats, hopefully up and over Battle Axe, and then loop back around through Battle Creek. It's about 25 miles. Not sure if I'm going to make it, but I'm going to give it a shot, take my time, and if not, then I'll just go as far as I can and turn around and come back. It's really kind of smoky up here today. These crazy fires that we're having in Oregon, it's getting, think it's last time I heard it was close to Brightonbush, or approaching Brightonbush, which is roughly about 35, maybe 40 miles at the most from here. So getting kind of some smoke from that into this canyon. I thought it was clouds this morning when I was driving up here, because it was dark still. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning right now, 7:15. So, but yeah, it turned out to be actually, it's just kind of smoke looming. So it smells kind of like campfires up here too. So it's kind of crazy. So I'm sure the air quality isn't as good either. Anyways, I will film more while I'm on the trail. Talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, I made it to the bridge crossing. There's Opal Creek right there. Jawbone Flats is just around the corner. I'm about 35 minutes into my hike. So Jawbone Flats is like 2.5 miles from the trailhead, and I think I'm probably like maybe a half a mile from there. So anyways, let's see if I can get the bridge in. Oh yeah, there's the bridge right there. You can see it. I'm filling up an additional liter of water right here. I got 1.5 on me. Water levels seem pretty low up here. So, and once I start heading out of Jawbone Flats, there's not really a whole lot of water. Maybe one spot on the way to Beachy Saddle, and then after that there's really nothing until I come back down lower, because I'm going to be basically going up to a summit, high summit area, and then coming down and then to a ridge and then back down again. So just not a lot of stuff up in the mountains unless I find some snow melt, which I highly doubt. So that's where I'm at, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, I made it into Jawbone Flats area. I'm trying to be a little quiet because there are people staying here and live here. So you guys have seen this before, but just kind of wanted to show you something new. This is a really cool place up here. It's last of civilization though. After I get out of here, I can start heading up into the backcountry more, into where I really want to be. So, but this is kind of a brief look at what you will see up here and what it kind of looks like. All these kind of rustic cabins and stuff like that. It's really great. It's an old logging town. So if you've never been up here, you should come check it out. This is the best time of year too. Early set of fall. There's not as many people up here like in the summer when it's just like ridiculously crazy crowded. Anyways, quick look for you guys. Halfway to the top to Beachy Saddle, stopped off on the trail. There's a little water source right here. I'm gonna kind of clean up a little bit. I'm getting sweaty, so I'm gonna clean up my face, use my do-rag, and then hydrate a little bit. It's pretty smoky smelling out here from that fire. Probably about 30 so miles from that, so it's really predominant smelling. So it's not bothering me too much. It's kind of like you just have a campfire going all the time. Except for it's a forest fire. Kind of crazy. These fires we're having this year, it's just horrible, killing some of our really amazing hiking areas, Eagle Creek and around Mount Jefferson area. Close to that, they had to close off some of the PCT. It's just bad. It's horrible. So we're supposed to get rain in a couple of days, I think, either on Sunday, tomorrow, or Monday, and it's supposed to rain for like 4 days. So I'm hoping with that it'll either put out these fires or get them under control so they don't keep spreading, because they're really devastating some amazing hiking areas that I really like to go to, and it just kind of sucks. So probably get out and see those next, probably spring, late spring, and after they've kind of cleaned things up a bit, and see how those trails look now. I'm sure glad in the past year that I was able to get out to those areas and see them before all this fire devastation. So, yep. So I'm not sure how far I'm in now. Probably maybe 5 miles in. So just kind of enjoying my time and hiking through it. I'm going pretty quick though, so I'm trying. Since I got 25 miles ago, I can't really fart around too much. So anyways, I'll probably break out the camera when I get to Beachy Saddle. So, and I keep on itching my face, and I know my wife doesn't like that on my video. She doesn't like me picking my nose, so that's for you, Melody. Alright, I made it to top Beachy Saddle. Came from that way, and I'm going to be heading in the opposite direction behind me there, up that trail right there. It's cool to see it this time of year. It's September 16th. Last time I was up here was July, the beginning of July, which is a week before my PCT section hike, and there was actually 3 feet of snow up here still. Crazy. I actually made it to the top of Battle Axe, bushwhacking through the snow off trail, and camped overnight at the summit in the snow. It was pretty sweet. I've never done anything like that before. It's kind of crazy, but it was cool. So I'm gonna show you guys something. This is crazy. I can't even believe it. It's due to the fires. I don't even see how this is a detour. Let's see here. I'm gonna stop and then flip the camera around, and I'll discuss with you guys what I have here marked on the trail. Okay, so this is what I found marked when I got up here. Okay, roads number 46, 97 are closed due to fire. Please use detour as marked. This is the way up to top of Battle Axe, right here. This is the PCT detour northbound. I cannot believe it. And then going that way to Beachy, at Beachy Saddle, there's a marker up there for I think it's southbound, and I just can't see how this is a detour. This is so far off the PCT. I cannot see how they're detouring people this way, because I don't see how you would even get back to the PCT from here. It doesn't make any sense, but it's crazy. They've detoured this far around because of all these fires, and that just kind of lets me know that I'm closer probably than I think to that fire. From here, down this road here, Elk Lake is probably maybe 2 miles, and then from Elk Lake out, which apparently you can't go out that way now on the road, is probably maybe 15 miles to Brighton Bush. And apparently, I don't know how close to Brighton Bush, but the fires are close to Brighton Bush, so I'm maybe I'm less than 20 miles from that fire. So that explains the smoke, which is, you know, quite far still, but they got the PCT rerouted this way, so I'm not scared or anything. But that is just the craziest thing that I've ever seen. Wow. So I'm going to go up that way to Battle Axe, to the summit, and I'm going to see if I can see fires. I'm going to break out the camera when I get up there, roughly about a mile or so up, switch back. So I got about probably 1,500 feet of elevation gain to go to get up there. So as soon as I get up there, I'll break this out and see what we can see. This is a cool little spot that I like on the way up to the peak of Battle Axe, the side of the mountain here. There's like these magma flows that came up on the side. They're really pronounced. It's really kind of cool looking. You can totally see how they just kind of came up and out of the ground. These got to be so old. Pretty cool looking. All right, I'm up at the summit of Battle Axe. See little pole pylons back here where there used to be a lookout area right in there. I'm gonna turn around. Right back over, and there's where I set my tent, camped out overnight. Someone put some stones; those weren't there. It's like, I don't know if you guys can see in the background, but it's like completely hazy from all the smoke from this fire. I'll turn around, and you guys can see down there. You can see just in the background there the edge of Elk Lake, and then normally you could probably see down to Detroit through the mountains, but it's just totally hazy. And then back that way is Mount Jefferson. It's like where you can normally see it from here, but it's just a totally smoky, and it's smoky all over. I guess the air quality is really low today, even in Salem. So probably shouldn't be out here, but whatever. I had to get out, so I'm gonna flip you guys around. You could see in the front direction. Okay, so that's exactly right towards the smoke, and then Elk Lake down there, and it's just that way is just horrible. The horrible amount of smoke. I'm actually going to be heading kind of in that direction through here over the ridge here, and then on the ridge down the other side, and then back over. So my air quality is going to start getting better the sooner I get out of here and off this mountain. So I'm going to relax here for about 20 minutes more. It's about noon on the dot. Took me 4.5 hours to get here. 9 miles. So looks like I was only going on an average 2 miles an hour. I think what really slowed me down is coming up to this summit. That's where I kind of lost some of my mileage. I think before then I was going about 2.5. The good thing is that 65% of the rest of my 10.5 miles that I got to go from here is 65 to 70% is like downhill. So it should go substantially faster. So from here it just go on the ridge down, and then down, and then to another ridge line, and then just slowly down that all the way back to the trail that leads down to Battle Axe Creek, and then through Jawbone Flats, and then back in. So everything's going well. I'm gonna film some of this ridge hiking for you. This is my favorite type of hiking, along the ridge area. So that's kind of where I came from, the mountain, down the mountain. I'm just gonna hike along this ridge here from the top of Battle Axe. So kind of heading out through this ridge. It's pretty fun. This is a really sweet ridge up here. You can see like both sides. It's kind of like why I like the ridge. You can kind of see far in the distance. Even though it is hazy and smoky today. Last time I was up here it was crazy. It was like 3 feet of snow or more. I was hiking above this, and right over here on the edges of the ridge were like these huge snow like cliff drop off things. It was pretty hairy. I ended up turning around. I was going to try to make it over this down to the other side, but it was just way too hairy. So I ended up just going back the same way I came. So it's kind of almost skiing with my shoes, using my poles and just hopping side to side on stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of really rocky up here on the top because you're literally really on the ridge. I mean, it's not really much of a trail. It's kind of just like you're on top of the Rocky Mountain piece. It kind of goes trail in and out. Imagine this with 3 feet of snow. Me trying to make a trail. hear my bottle squeaking, my bottle holders on my shoulder strap. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. This is a freaking awesome trail. I love this. Love this trail. This is the first time that I've done this entire loop in one day, 25 miles plus miles. So, actually, no, I'm wrong. I did I recalculated everything, and it's only 19 and a half. So, but still, I've never done it in one day. Usually I've stopped and camped somewhere. So, but all I got is today. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get it done. Needed to get out and get some dirt time. The mountains are calling. Alright, I'm going to put this camera down and get back using my poles. It can get kind of tricky up here, but you kind of get the idea. Hooking up some lunch. Some almonds, some pistachios. Get those down. Got some Thai kitchen garlic and vegetable soup. Hooking up in the toast pot here. Just going to have some lunch. And then I'm at the Junction for Twin Lakes, and then that way is heading back towards I guess Jawbone Flats eventually. I think they have these PCT hikers rerouted through the Bagby Hot Springs trail or something, because that's the only way that I can see them getting back to the gorge area. If you go that way, you go down to Twin Lakes, and then that's where I came from, which is Battle Axe, and that's where they had them coming from. So I think they're coming, they must have to bypass Jefferson area, like hitchhike to just past Detroit, take that Beachy Saddle trail up, and then hook up with this trail, and then go through Bagby, and then some way through Bagby trail connect up to go get out to the gorge. I don't know how that'd work. I'd have to look at that trail system. It doesn't make sense, but that's the only way you can get there from here is you go to the Bagby trail, because all this does is you don't take that little intersect trail, then it just goes back to Opal Creek. So, and that's where they all end up. So yeah, it looks like they have them going, the PCT hikers going to the Bagby Hot Springs trail. So this is the turnoff right here to go to it, and they have like all the markers on it. That's the way I'm going. That's back towards Opal Creek. So yeah, that's crazy. That trail down there, unless they've cleared it since I went there like 2 years ago, it's like way overgrown. So that's going to be a tough way to go. Hopefully they cleared it out for them. So anyways, got on a trail 546. It's Junction back there, Bagby Hot Springs. Coming onto this little ridge area, it's pretty sweet. Like, it's kind of rocky and mountainous looking. I'm gonna kind of just walk on this for a while, show you what this looks like. This is kind of like one of my little favorite areas. You can look down into the valley over there. Just kind of opens up. You walk onto this ridge and you can see down both each side of the mountains. Kind of cool. Really smoky out today, unfortunately. Yeah, it just kind of opens up. Normally you could see freaking forever right up here. I came back from that way, wrapped around that ridge, like right over there, and then wrapped around, came over in here, and then came all the way up that lower side of the valley over there where you sees it all smoke way down in there. That's where Jawbone Flat. So I pretty much got to follow this along the ridge and then get over there at some point down over in those hills, and then cut back down a trail and get back over into Jawbone Flats. So It's about 2:10. Started about, I think it was 7:30. I did take lunch and a couple breaks. So, and I'm roughly probably about 14 and a half miles into it. And I've got probably about 9.5 miles or so more to go. So it's a total of 24 miles total. So, having a blast. All right, made it to my junction here to go back down to Jawbone Flats. I'm on 546, and I'm going to be transitioning to 3369, which is going down that way. I don't know if you can see it. It's, yep, right there, 3369. That heads down to Jawbone Flats, Battle Axe Creek first. I'm going to fill up my water there, down to about a half a liter from 2.5 liters. So from this point I've got 7 more miles to go. Done 17 miles for a total of 30 or 24. So I'm on the home stretch. It's been pretty much mostly downhill, and from here down it's like I think 1,500 feet decline in over 1.8 miles, and in about 1 mile I'm gonna get to, I should be getting to Battle Axe Creek. So anyways, talk to you later. At Battle Axe Creek, filled up all my water. About 18 miles in, I've got about 6 more miles to get back to the car. Roughly, probably about 3 of that is to Jawbone Flats and then 3 out. So I'm all hydrated, ready to go. So I'm gonna get back on the trail. Battle Axe Creek, flow is really low this time of year. I've been out here and actually it's almost up to your waist crossing through here. I was able to hop the rocks, so kind of cool. All right, made it back to the car. 25 miles to wrap up the day. Did it in about 9 hours, so pretty tired. Knees kind of giving me a little bit of trouble. Gonna head out and go get some food. Hungry.